and welcome to Stateside on Politics Social. Oh, it would help if I put the mic in front of me, wouldn't it? Hello, and welcome to Stateside on Politics Social. I'm Graham Hughes. We're waiting for Scott to turn up because he's running a little bit late. But I thought I wouldn't keep you waiting and say hello to people. Oh, Scott seems to have turned up. That's cool. Just speak of the devil, and he arrives. Hello, Scott.
Hi.
Can you hear us? I'm actually rolling already, so it's all good. I love your Aussie shirt. We're already broadcasting. We are saying hello to everyone. So we've got Scott Williams, our tamed American, in the chat on here, and also we've got me, Graham Hughes, Politics Social. Yes, that worked. That's all good. So Scott, in the blurb, I said that you abided Marmite. Is this true? What's your feeling on Marmite?
Oh no, I don't like it.
Oh, I see. You haven't been in the UK long enough, obviously. Ovs. I said you've been here so long you can correctly pronounce Worcestershire.
Worcestershire. I've been here 32 years.
And you still don't like Marmite?
I still don't like Marmite.
What about pint of mild?
Oh no, it's like watered down beer. I don't like it.
What about steak and kidney pie?
I love it.
Ah, there you go. Well, it's all good.
Hi, mash and gravy.
Hi to everyone in the chat. We've got Yuri Ninfektinov in there saying good evening. We've got Peter Music, we've got Chris C, we've got Vendetta, we've got Dear Sarah, L, Billy Kershaw, Power to the People with Graham Price, and others. If you'd like to join them in the chat, all you need to do is hunt down that little subscribe button under the video and hit subscribe and wait for a minute. And you'll be able to talk about what's going down in your old town of the United States of America, which is a name that sounds more and more sarcastic by the day. It's not very united, is it?
It's definitely not. It's not America.
Yeah.
It's not what America once was.
Yeah.
A year ago.
Was it ever that good? Was it ever that great? Is this just peeling back the layers?
It's a fallacy. There's the whole. Wait. Sorry, when you're talking about Make America Great Again. Great. When was it great? That's the big question.
When Biden was in charge, clearly.
But when these maggots talk about making it great again, they're hearkening back to. They're talking about a TV sitcom.
Yes.
They're not talking about reality, the actual real world. They're talking about Happy Days. You know what I mean? They're talking about Saved by the Bell. It's not a real thing. It's a joke. It's a make believe land that never really existed.
We have that in this country though, with like Dad's Army and Spitfires and all that bullshit.
Literally that, and
everywhere.
Currently where we are with the flag nonces and the
flag shaggers.
Yeah, I call them flag nonces just to be more offensive, but the with all of that going on, this is the Trumpification of the United Kingdom.
Yeah, they're playing the Trump. They're playing from the Trump hymn book, or singing from the Trump hymn book. They know exactly what they're doing, and they know exactly what the consequences will be. And I mean, I just find it interesting that they just get away with it all the time. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of these motherfuckers getting away with it, Scott. Like Trump gets away with everything. Farage gets away with everything. Boris Johnson got away with everything. I mean, he should be in jail. That man should be in jail. It's, Nick Hancock. He should be in fucking jail. Matt, sorry, not Nick. Sorry, Matt. Nick. I didn't mean you, Nick. Matt Hancock. He should be in jail.
Nick Hancock is, but
for the rest of the time. I think he used to present Room 101. I think that was me. Not to be confused with Tony Hancock from Hancock's Half Hour, who, as Vic and Bob once rightly pointed out, is the only man named after 4 different body parts. Tony Hancock. Anyway, Trump has sent the National Guard into Washington since we last did a stateside on this channel, they've created special units of the National Guard. They've appealed to other states to send in troops. They're allowed to be armed, and they are setting up. They want to set up quick reaction forces for nationwide deployment. Have you any idea why they might want to deploy the army against the people of America?
I think that's the thing that this has happened before. This has happened before in another country. I'm trying to think where.
It wouldn't have been Germany.
Possibly, yeah. I was going to say something like Germany or something, where they, started to create a militia from the people.
Some kind of like Gestapo organization.
Yeah, something like that. It's it's crazy how it's happening, and people are every time I see something like on TikTok or on the apps with short form videos or something, the only thing, if I do leave a comment, the only thing I can think of is, and you guys are doing nothing.
Yeah.
The Americans are doing
so what okay, so how do you feel about Gavin Newsom then and his response?
Well, I feel like he's doing something, but he's really just playing Trump at his own game, which I think is funny at first, but it's going to get old, I think, quickly. And it's not going to have it's going to lose its luster after a while.
Do you think so?
I think so. Even they're great. The memes are great. Everything he's doing is great.
But I think he's setting the tone that the Democrats should adopt. I think this is the way they need to go after him. Like proper wind him up, send him into a tizzy so he makes mistakes and fucks things up even worse than he already has. How do you feel about this whole thing that the big beautiful day might be on its way? Judging by
I'm not gonna believe some sort of quack job psychic on the internet. He's in that much of an issue. I mean, it all really sounds like wishful thinking to me. I'm at that cynical point that I think you were at just before he was elected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just he's gonna get away with it. Nothing's gonna stop him, and the American people won't do anything. And that's the end of it. And there it is. And we will wait. I mean, you can sit there and go, well, when they put people in camps, that's what Americans won't. No, they're already doing it.
Yes, they're literally putting people in literal camps.
Every line that you can think of, okay, well, once they cross this line, the American people will rise up. No, it's not happening. The American people are not rising up. They're not doing anything. They're going to work. So they go to work.
Have you heard about what's happening with Kilmar Abrego Garcia?
Yeah, they're going to send him to Uganda, which is absolutely hysterical if it wasn't so fucking horrible. I mean, it's Rwanda Part 2. So it's almost as if they stole something from us. Yeah. And decide to just make a different country. Is he going to be like the only person they send to Uganda? We're just going to send him to Uganda.
Yes.
It doesn't make
a country
sense.
He has no ties to.
Nothing.
Whatsoever. He was wrongfully deported to El Salvador in violation of a court order.
It is performative cruelty.
Yeah.
It is purposely done to show how, well, I think personally, to scare the American people.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean...
So they're not scared because they just go to work every day. They go to work.
A judge has said that he must remain in the US while she reviews whether the deportation violates due process. But, his argument...
They sent him away last time anyway.
Sorry?
They sent him away last time anyway. They did this last time.
Yeah. His lawyers are arguing it's retaliation for daring to challenge Trump's deportation regime.
Literally that.
But
we'll make it worse for you if you defy us.
The US, land of the free, unless Trump doesn't like you. Unless Trump doesn't like the look of you, then you're fucked.
Stephen Miller doesn't like you.
Stephen Miller is a fucking vampire, isn't he? Can we talk about Stephen Miller for a moment? He's fucked.
He's crazy. He's absolutely crazy.
So this is Trump's right-hand man. Chief of staff, isn't he? Is he chief of staff? Stephen Miller.
Yeah, he's pulling the strings.
He's like Nosferatu, but even more evil.
He's the Dominic Cummings.
Yes.
Boris Johnson. Yeah.
Yeah. Demonic.
He's the madman pulling the strings.
But he's an absolute fucking lunatic. The more I learn
He's
about him,
nuts.
ever since school, like everyone hated him in school. He
Yeah.
stood up and said, why should we have to, not put why should we have to put litter in the bin? There are people to do that. That kind of attitude is
Yeah.
just
Well,
the
the same as
American
Dominic
Psycho.
Cummings.
American
Yeah.
Psycho. He is that's him.
Yeah.
That's him.
He's nuts. He's absolutely
Patrick
insane.
Bateman.
I think all the cruelty is architected, is
Yeah.
orchestrated by him, is designed by him. That's my personal opinion. I mean, I'm not there. I don't know. I'm not in the room.
Yeah.
But my personal opinion is that anything that has a cruelty to it, such as the I bet he came up with the Uganda idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came up with that.
Yeah. I mean, he's fucking proper evil.
Nuts.
Like, there's no two ways about it. This is the guy who. This is why we need that. Why I don't want Trump to be with us anymore. Because without Trump,
but that's the
he
thing. I don't
couldn't
think
be
it
in
matters.
charge. Like Dominic Cummings, he has no redeeming qualities whatsoever.
Yeah.
So Trump, I fucking hate him, and I fucking hate Boris Johnson. But I can see why people fall under their spell. The likes of Dominic Cummings and Stephen Miller, they have nothing about them. They have no charisma. They have no bonhomie. They have no, they don't
That's why they're a
get
politician.
people on side. They're very much the men behind the curtain.
Exactly.
And we just got the first super chat of the evening. Thank you very much to Grzegorski Kanowski. Thanks very much for that. He is Stephen Himmler. Yep. I can't argue with that.
He's the guy that's coming up with the craziness, and you can hear it every time that he dares himself to be interviewed. It's pretty awful, and I fear that even if the big beautiful day was to come soon, it doesn't matter, because the next head that pops up into that position will just have him in the background.
No, but I don't think that anyone will. This is the thing. I think it's very difficult to get this kind of shit through. And someone like Johnson or Farage or Trump or Erdogan or Orban, there aren't many of them. There aren't many people who can pull it off and people still be on their side. These slippery little bastards who get away with everything. The rest of us, even Stephen Miller, we don't get away with shit, and we know it. But there are certain people, once a generation or so, that come along and they get away with absolute fucking murder. And I mean, these are the people that we have to keep away. Well, we should be keeping away from the levers of power by any means necessary. But when I talked about the big beautiful day coming, I'm talking more about his health more than any.
I know. It's exactly what you're talking about. His health is really bad. He's got like swollen ankles.
Yeah, huh? He's got like patches on his hands that he's obviously put bad makeup on to make it look like he hasn't had intravenous needles. What's it called?
Drips, IVs.
Yeah, IVs put in his hand. He's slurring his what he says more than ever before, and also I don't think too many of us would notice if he had full blown dementia, but he I mean, you saw him after the meeting he had with Putin, where he came out afterwards and he just said, "Oh, we had a great meeting. We didn't achieve anything." And scuttled off.
It was a sad, weak display of American power. That whole episode of them rolling the red carpet out to Putin, who is a fascist dictator. But this is what Trump aspires to be. He thinks that these people are loved in their country.
Yeah.
So, that's the thing. He sees them and he goes, "Oh, they're loved, they're adored." Well, they're not. They're the people there are stuck under a regime that unfortunately has gained so much power, they can't really do much about it.
Well, yeah.
Or they are propagandized into such a state that they can't see the forest from the trees.
Yeah. It just seems like when we see what ICE is doing in America right now, and you just think of Theresa May's go home vans, it just seems quite very quaint in comparison with these armed, masked militia motherfuckers, like something from some kind of
literally
70s dystopia.
Yeah.
Jumping out of vans and grabbing women and children off the street and bundling them into cages. And this is going on. There's 330 million Americans, and nobody's doing anything about it.
No. Right. And it's all well and good. You can all stand there with your phones and you can film it, right? And then you can put it on TikTok and get your likes and your views and your shit, right? But what are you doing? You're just filming a bunch of masked people doing the shit that's illegal. You're not stopping them.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that the outrage, it's gonna, what it's gonna take? It's gonna take an ICE agent killing somebody. But then we just said before, what's the red line? What's the red line?
Yeah.
Will an ICE agent murder someone in cold blood because they're trying to stop their work, right? And will Americans just go, oh yeah, well, he tried to stop a law enforcement officer from doing their job. They'll blame the victim. They'll blame the person who's dead. Sorry, that's wrong language for the online sphere.
No, but you're right. You're right. They will. We've seen it before. Everything that's happening now, we've seen it. We saw him test the waters in Trump's first term of office, and then the second term of office, he is going for it. He knows what he can get away with, which is everything, and he's trying to get away with as much of at least Stephen Miller is trying to get away with as much stuff as possible.
You talk about Gavin Newsom. He's expressed no interest in running for president. He's not saying I'm going to be president. Like he's just trolling him.
Yeah, but he's making sure that the redrawing of the districts in Texas, which will give the Republicans 5 more candidates and make every single white person who votes make their vote worth 5 times as much as a black person who votes.
Yeah. But apparently they've kind of shot themselves in the foot there. The story goes now, what a lot of people are saying is the way they've redistricted, they took into account the mass that Trump had won a lot of the Latino vote in the last election, and apparently the lines were drawn making that a consideration. Well, that might not have been a really good consideration, and it actually might have given the Democrats an extra 10 seats. There is an actual story about this. Yeah. So if it works out the way that if the Latino vote swings to the Democrats again, the Republicans in Texas are fucked.
Well, I hope that's the case, but no, I do think that Gavin Newsom is. I think he's leading the way because the rest of the Democrats aren't doing diddly fucking squat. Standing up and making a speech saying, "Oh, we should all be concerned." What the fuck is the concern? It's like they're all standing up and saying, what's it called? Thoughts and prayers. Every time there's a massacre.
Yeah, it is.
Every time Trump does something fucking mad, it's just all thoughts and prayers, thoughts and prayers. Do you know what I thought of today when I was mowing the lawn? Because I had to get the rake out. Right, I had to get the rake out. This is nothing to do with Stateside. This is just British politics for a moment. But it just reminded me, I'm raking the grass, right? And I was reminded of the famous scene from The Simpsons where they took the piss out of Cape Fear, and Sideshow Bob was hiding under the family car when they went away, and he steps onto a rake, and the rake goes fuck off and hits him in the face, and he goes, "Rrr," and then he steps on another rake, and that hits him in the face. He goes, "Rrr," and then he hits another rake, and I thought that's Keir Starmer. That is Keir Starmer right now in this country. Every step he takes, another rake to the face. He's so bad at it. He's so bad at it. Stop standing on the rakes, Keir. Stop. Just saying. Scott's like, I thought we were talking American politics, Graham.
No, it's not about that. It's Keir. It's a whole subject of Keir Starmer right now. It's crazy. He's a mess. It's a mess.
It is a mess. It is. Absolutely. Um,
Frankly, I'm terrified.
yeah,
In a
yeah.
way, because we
Well, here's the question,
he's at a
right?
point now where I don't think he can do anything right.
Yeah, and also he's laying down the groundwork for Farage to get into number 10.
Yeah.
Like, let's bring this to Britain for a second. You imagine this is what happens in America that has quite a constitution that's quite difficult to change. So Trump is in some ways confined by the constitution, not as much as I'd like him to be, but he can't just change the constitution easily. Obviously, changing the constitution in America is an absolute fucking ball ache. But in Britain, all you need is a simple majority to change the fucking constitution of this country because it's an unwritten constitution.
Yeah.
So you think you see what Trump is doing in America. If Farage or Reform UK were, in charge here and had similar tools at their disposal, like what the fuck will they do? This is authoritarian creep they're going on about. Taking us out the European Court of Human Rights. They're also talking about taking us, these immigration crackdowns. He's talking about deporting thousands of people a day, giving the police extra powers. And the other thing that the fuck lot are talking about is setting it up so there's groups of men who will roam around towns and cities protecting women. Can you see the problem there?
Did you know that there's a Labour backbencher who's actually urging Starmer to leave the Convention of Human Rights?
Yep. Graham Stringer, I think.
I had a very, I know we're supposed to be talking stateside. I had a very, sort of the guy who, my friend who I went to Bloodstock with, he's very political. And we actually didn't talk about politics all weekend. He's a lefty too, but he's very hardcore lefty, and he's a Corbynite. So I try not to have too many conversations with him about politics because I don't like the fact that we're both lefties and we're arguing.
Yeah.
Because I have always, I don't believe that Jeremy Corbyn is or the right person to be running our country. But the way he sees it is, well, if we had him in, think of all the good shit we could have had, right?
Yeah.
Which, it's like, okay, but would that have ever really gotten through? Fair enough, right? Whatever, but he, I had to concede in some of his arguments when we did have a discussion about it after the festival. We were just hanging out for the day and we were talking politics. I could concede to a lot of his points. He said, "This is not Labor. We did not vote. This is not a Labor Party that has Labor values. This is not what the Labor Party should be. This is a twisted right-wing version of that." And as much as I wanted to sort of deny that and go, there's things that they've done that's really good, and you don't hear about it because the communication's terrible, blah 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 blah. But the more and more as time goes on, the more I'm seeing it now, and the more disillusioned I am with it. Again, if this was a proper Labour Party, there would now have been a discussion in the cabinet office about cutting benefits for disabled people. That would not have happened under any other Labour government. So we have to look at what we're dealing with right now, and if we look at that, we are dealing with a right-wing Labour government. You could say center right. I don't know, but at the end of the day, it is looking really, really fucking bad. Like the only thing I can think that would sort of would the only thing I can think of that would sort of make it better is if we got a lefty in charge. But the powers that be, when it comes to the people who are running Labor in the background, this is what they want because this is what they've implemented. So how do we ever get out? I don't see how we get out of it. So when you talk about Starmer is going to be in a consistent row of rakes. right? That just keep hitting him in the face
Yep.
because there is no other. And I think that's a metaphor, not even just for Keir Starmer, but for the Labour Party as it is right now. So are we going to do this for the next 4.5, 4 years? 4 years
Yep.
of this?
Yep.
I can't.
But
I fucking can't.
unfortunately, our politics, our political parties, they are we live in a democracy. They are a reflection of us as citizens of the United Kingdom.
One
Unfortunately,
could argue they're not because
uh,
we
the
live in a
the
first past the post system, which is
yeah,
doesn't
but
take into
okay.
account
Well,
not a lot of people's votes.
even if you take that into account,
Yeah,
Corbyn's share of the vote in 2016 and 2017 was less than the Tories got.
agreed. Agreed.
More human beings who live on this rock voted for the fucking Tories than voted for Labour, even under Jeremy Corbyn.
Yeah, I am not saying we need Jeremy Corbyn.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that
I'm saying we need a lefty.
because when we talk about rejoining the EU, we often say, well, we need more people to want to rejoin the EU, and then we
There are
can
plenty
actually
of people
move
that
on
want
that.
to join the EU.
Yeah, but it's not an overwhelming majority, not by a long way.
You honestly believe that if we put it to a referendum now, that staying out of the EU would win?
No, I think it would be 52-48 in favour of rejoining.
Oh, but
Because that's literally the number that in the latest poll,
so
it was
annoying.
52% wanted to undo the undo Brexit. 52%.
I think also
After
though
all this,
Keir is doing um populist politics. We're doing reactionary politics,
yeah,
like the conservatives were doing. We're playing up to the media, and this was what was frustrating about the Tories. One of the many frustrating things about the Tories was watching them placate media headlines and newspaper editors and playing to the populism of doing things based on what the headlines were.
mm.
I think Keir Starmer is falling into that trap 100%. And when he's now talking more about hotels, he's talking more about this, that, because at some point he has to. There's too many people out there, shouting for him not to. But at the same time, most of the country does not agree with the bullshit that is going on here. So I'm so sorry. I know this is stateside, and we've just gotten talking about
So that was
UK
my fault
politics.
because I just had this thought of this
Yeah,
image of Keir Starmer just getting all these rakes in his face. But
yeah.
I
We could save this for next Friday, but
yeah,
yeah,
but I think another trap that we fall into as liberals is we tend to romanticize the past just like the other side do. The idea
um
that Labour at one point were these amazing, fighting for the rights of every human being, and they never were. I mean, the Labour government, the first big Labour government after the war, the Attlee government, they did bring in the NHS, but they also developed the nuclear bomb. They also oversaw the creation of Israel. They also that's not created any problems, has it? And they
uh,
also they were in government when partition happened in India and 1 million people died.
I'm not saying anything was perfect. It's
Mm.
goddamn better than the Tories.
Well,
And
exactly. I think that's what Labour have
this is
always
the
been, just
unfortunate.
not the
It's the
Tories.
unfortunate, and this is what we voted on.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, in the last election, because we had to get them out.
we did have to get the
But
Tories out, but it's
but
not
I
enough, is it? It's not enough. We
it's
want
not
more.
enough.
We want
We
more.
have to have more. We have to because
Well,
we can't have more of the
in
same.
order to beat refuck, they've got to be more than just not the Tories, and they're not at the
Right?
moment. They're
No,
really not
no. So
buttering anyone's
when they're
parsnips.
doing Tory policy, then they
Yeah.
aren't. Yeah. But if you implement some left wing shit and you shout out about it because again their comms suck ass, um, you know, perhaps maybe you can bring some of the working class back on side because
Yeah.
the the unfortunate thing is they have been fed this unconstituted diet of immigrants, 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 boats, boats, boats. You know, your women are being raped. Your women are being, young men are coming over. They're invading. Blah blah blah. They're being fed all this shit, and it's they're not being fed, you know, these are the good things that are happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Well,
until
yeah, me and Phil talk about this during the agenda on Friday afternoons, and yeah, I mean, we might debate things, but generally speaking, like I think Labour are making some really, really, really big missteps at the
me
moment. But
too.
before we go on, we had a super chat earlier from One Angry Pagan. Thank you so much, sir. It's very
What do you
kind
got
of
to
you.
say about a USA?
The UK and the US are supposed to be liberal democracies. Well, where are the libs to defend their own system? Why only socialists and social democrats pushing back? Well, yeah, I mean, you could argue that. I mean, Gavin Newsom, I suppose he's like the only Democrat over there
It really feels
who
that way. It
feels
really
like
feels
he's.
he's the only
Well, I
one.
mean, AOC and Bernie Sanders
They're
clearly
out
as
there
well,
like
but they're not clever
yeah.
about it. They are. I mean, a lot of that stuff is preaching to the choir, and this is
Well,
the
they're out there trying to build up a grassroots sort of movement. So they're out there talking to people and they're drawing huge crowds of people. Um, but it's not being shouted out about, if that makes any
yeah
sense. Like you hear about it, but like when you do see
that
these sort of huge rallies they hold, it's kind of like, okay, well, that's something, but obviously the press in America were obviously skewed towards the right, especially now.
Well, yeah,
Um,
but they are discussing what Gavin Newsom's doing, which is really
because it's
cool.
so close
Because
to what
when they
Trump,
say this is beneath his office to
it's so
do
funny.
all
The
caps
hypocrisy.
texts and put it on Twitter and stuff. He's
No one
aping
says
the fucking president. He is
it's
aping
but
the
it's
president.
it's crazy how there's no one major in the media going, yeah, but that's what Trump does.
Yeah, yeah,
Like we need someone to literally go like like a prominent Fox News host to go, yeah, but that's how Trump types his tweets.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Um,
no one's doing it. Why?
Got a lovely
What the
message.
fuck?
We got a lovely message here from Hilgara saying, "Hope you're well, guys. Peace and love." Oh, thank you. That's so nice.
Love you,
And
thank
Graham
you.
Price is saying Bernie is a lovely guy, but far too old to be really depended on to lead any kind of movement. He's basically US Corbyn. And yeah,
Yeah.
I think you're right. And I think in 2016 he he wasn't a spoiler candidate. I don't think he was, but I think the people who were like never Hillary because they wanted Bernie to be the candidate and Bernie wasn't the candidate and they could never accept that. And I think that helped Trump become president and now things are so much worse. And I think that's quite similar with Corbyn. I don't think he's a bad guy. I genuinely don't. I mean, I think he's a bit misguided about some of the things he thinks, but it's the people around him are absolutely fucking toxic. They're they're
And
very
it's
difficult
actually
people
exactly the
to
same
have a
thing.
conversation with. Put it that way.
It's actually the same thing because it almost split the left and way. Um, and hence why we kept getting Boris Johnson, you know, but then also it didn't help that he was horrendously slandered in the press consistently for months and months and months and months and months. I mean,
What, have you seen that with Starmer? He had the fucking
yeah,
beer. It's on front
yeah,
page of the news for 6
yeah,
months. They
yeah,
said
yeah,
Ed Miliband's dad. Was it Ed Miliband's dad? They said was a
yeah.
fucking KGB spy or something. Or
Isn't he dead?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't. I think, and now they've gone after Angela Rayner because she's bought a second house. And like, how dare she?
Did
How
she?
very dare she? Yeah,
Oh, I know. It is so incredible how rich people are having, but because they don't want a working class woman
yeah.
doing what they do.
Well,
That's what it's
well,
about.
exactly.
But for some reason, other working class people don't see it.
Yeah.
They don't
But when,
because they're fed that shit. They
yeah,
believe it. It's crazy to me. Absolutely
yeah,
crazy how the working class has fallen for this right wing rhetoric of, hating the very people that are pretty much on. If there's anyone in the government that's on the side of the working class people, it's Angela Rayner.
yeah.
Um, you know, as simple as that. She is one of them. She is one of me. She's one of you. Um,
Hey, I'm
so
not working class. I'm middle class. Just because I've got a Scouse accent doesn't make me working class. I don't have a job in a factory. I went to a grammar school. I went to university. I've always had a fridge.
Working class people all have fridges.
I know, but you know that was seen as a status symbol when I was a kid, and like having an indoor toilet. No, I wouldn't say I was working class, but yeah, no, I want the working class to be looked after. I don't want people to be stripped of their hopes and dreams just because of an accident.
I work in an office, but I don't earn a very good wage. I have a disabled brother who I look after. We live in a housing, we live in, what do you call it? Housing,
social housing.
Social housing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm here with everybody else. I may not sound like them, but I go through the same trials and tribulations as a lot of the people around me.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of money. We don't, I have a nice TV behind me and some records, but those are the things I enjoy. So I spend what money I do have on them, right? I don't go out like I used to. I don't have the social life I used to have, so not that I have to justify how I spend my money, but I'm just saying, I see the people around me, yeah, and I see my neighbors and the struggles and the things they go through and the things that they believe, the things that they tell me. I talk to my neighbors, they tell that Star Wars is a fucking wrongin', rah rah rah. They some of them still fucking believe that he freed Jimmy Savile.
Yeah, something said by
just because of one shitty comment that Boris Johnson made in the House of Parliament.
Because you knew he could say anything and couldn't be sued.
Yeah,
what a piece of shit. Boris Johnson, who had an affair and paid for the two abortions of his affairee, the woman he was having an affair with, privately educated, of course, and he lied about it. He lied about it to his then boss back in the early 2000s and got sacked in the shadow cabinet for lying about an affair and paying for his the woman he was knobbing on the side, having to have two of his abortions.
He was pretty much having an affair while he was prime minister.
Yes. With
the American woman.
Yeah.
So it's.
That was before actually, Jennifer. That was during the Brexit stuff.
Jennifer Curry.
Yeah. He was cheating on her with his wife, who was suffering from cancer.
That's right.
He's such a nice guy. What a guy.
What a top bloke. Shit. They're all pieces of shit. But this is the thing. It's like you can sit there and go, well, that piece of shit did this, did that. And do you think these guys out here are faithful to their wives and their mistresses?
Yeah.
They're not. They see themselves.
I'm very faithful to my mistress. I never sleep with my wife. So yeah, talking of all this bullshit, let's go back over to America for a moment.
Oh my god, it would be so good if Donald Trump was actually having an affair with someone. That'd be fun. Like Pam Bondi. Or the other wacko.
Who's the fucking psycho? Laura Loomer.
But like the one that's running.
Kirsty Noem.
The
puppy killer. The puppy finder general.
Trump every like Monica Lewinsky style. Somewhere.
Yeah, but they wouldn't care. That's the thing. This is why I don't believe there's a PP tape or anything. I don't think there is a thing that Trump could actually do to another human being or an animal that was so heinous that would turn his voter base away from him. I just don't think there is.
Yeah,
and if anything, they come out and just say, "Oh, that's AI."
Good American guy, because again, they would see themselves in him.
Yeah, fucking a chicken or whatever the fuck they do.
Yeah.
Anyway, listen, we need to move on. So I just want to talk about something that Kamala Harris said in the run-up to the election last year. She said, "I'm going to go into office with a list of like a to-do list, things to make people's lives better. Trump is going to go in with a list of vengeances, like a vendetta, vendettas." Yeah, exactly. And we're seeing this now with an FBI on John Bolton's home. John Bolton was an advisor to Donald Trump in his first season of being in charge, and he's been very outspoken about Trump's lack of ability to lead a fucking anything, to run a bath. There's now threats of a criminal probe into Chris Christie, another prominent Republican who has said mean things, hurty words about Trump. And this looks like the Department of Justice is being used against critics and ex-allies. And on Fox News, they're saying, or Murdoch News, they're saying they investigated Trump, so it's only fair. And the reality is, the investigations of Trump produced convictions and also dealt in evidence, whereas Trump's witch hunts have historically never produced anything. He's gone after Hunter Biden, and so little was found. They had to do him on some weird charge that no one in America has ever been charged with on its own. It's like an add-on. So what he was charged with was purchasing a gun, and in the little tick box that you have to sign, that goes off to some warehouse in Virginia that no one ever looks at, you got to tick that you're not taking drugs, right? And this is something that when you're already charged with a gun offence, you're charged with murder, you're charged with gangbanging or doing being a wrong 'un, they'll add this as an offence. It's an additional thing that'll say, right, that's a few more years in jail for you.
Yeah.
No one's ever been taken to task for this one thing, and this is the one thing they found on this guy. It was just that is staggering. And they talk about lawfare. They talk about the weaponization of the law, and I just feel like the Democrats just didn't go anywhere near far enough when they were in charge, especially in those first 2 years when Biden had the presidency and the Democrats had the majority in the House of Representatives and the Senate. They should have gone after Trump and everyone in Trump's orbit. They should have all been put in boxes. There should have been a hole dug, all the boxes should be thrown into the hole, and then the hole should have been filled in.
Projection, because this was something that during the whole campaign he said was happening to him. So it was they've weaponized the DOJ for their political means and their personal bits and pieces. We're not going to do that, but yeah, we are. We're going to do that. That's exactly what we're going to do, and that's what we're doing. So yeah. It was just projection during the election for something he had already planned on doing in the first place.
Yeah.
And this is getting old, and I wonder whether this is going to be something that is just going to keep happening.
Yes, I think it will. Well, this is what I said back in January. I was like, as soon as he's inaugurated, if I was Biden, if I was AOC, I'll be getting the fuck out of there. I'll just be getting the fuck out of the country because he's going to go after them. He will go after them. He's already taken away the security clearance for Biden and for Obama that they would have otherwise had because of the fact that they were former presidents. He's taken that away from them. He's so petty. He had his taken away because he stole documents and tried to, stole top secret documents and also tried to mount an insurrection against the American seat of power because. The seat of government, the legislature, because he lost an election. He didn't like that.
Yeah,
he didn't like democracy.
What I meant was it's just going to keep happening. Is not so much the what's happening in regards to just his personal vendettas. I think the weaponization, the political weaponization of the Department of Justice is going to keep happening every term. We're just going to keep seeing it happen because there's always going to be someone who's going to be out there trying to get the next Republican piece of shit or the next Democrat piece of shit. And it's going to be constant now. It's normalized. Well, I hope that's not the case.
Well, I mean, the Republicans deserve going after because they're actual fucking criminals, whereas the Democrats, not so much.
Maybe not so much, but maybe a little. No, I don't think a lot of the Democrats have their hands completely clean, but they're not steeped in shit as much as the Republicans probably are, as corruption goes. But yeah, I mean, when we all say they're all as bad as when people say they're all as bad as each other, there is always a little bit of corruption going on somewhere.
Well, yeah, I do. I do hate that sort of thing of they're all as bad as each other, and you do hear this where people describe Keir Starmer having a beer as bad as Boris Johnson having loads of fucking parties when we couldn't go to our friends' funerals. I mean, this is, come on, like, yeah, I mean,
no, I agree. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, I know you're not. I know you're not. It's just when people say that, it is kind of very frustrating. Like, really, this is what we're going to compare it against. So it's like, you know, Hunter Biden shared pictures of his knob with his then partner, and it was like that. This has got to be investigated by fucking Congress. And meanwhile, Trump is literally sending a mob of violent people into Congress to try and kill the vice president and take over.
Yeah.
And they're like, just the same, exactly the same. You know, knob picks, insurrection. Knob picks, treason. There you go. Yeah, so Bill Barr, people are saying, is probably in trouble next. So we forgot what it looked like. It would be saying, says Lightspeed Tractor. Don't really know what you mean there. He was AG and should have prosecuted Trump during Biden's term. He absolutely should have done. That wasn't Bill Barr, though, was he? Who was the AG during...
The Attorney General during Biden's term.
Yeah.
Now you got me.
Merrick Garland.
You
should have gone after him.
Yeah, all these... I always sat there and thought, you guys aren't doing enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always thought that.
They should have neutralized him when they had the chance.
Yeah,
because there were a few months after the
jailed.
After the insurrection, there were a few months where even Fox News was like, "Oh, fuck this guy."
Yeah.
And they should have struck while the iron was hot, but no, they had to take their fucking time. And it's just like so frustrating. It's just incredibly frustrating. This didn't need to happen. And all it takes for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. And in this case, good women as well. Garland. Yeah. Billy Bear is a comic. I still what's this? Russ says, I still keep
Bill Burr's a comic. Yeah. Maybe you're thinking of someone else with a similar name. I'm trying to think. Who because it did sound familiar. When you said it, we've got at the moment it's
Roseanne Barr. What? She's a
That's what I think of when I'm trying not to have a wank. No, they've come for what's his name? Me and names are so bad.
What?
The guy, they've come for him already. They've raided his house.
Oh, John Bolton.
John Bolton.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna go for Chris
Christie. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't know who you meant. I thought you were talking about Bill Burr or Bill Barr.
There's another guy who runs around UK media talking about Trump. That was on his side. Point.
The Italian American guy.
Yes. I think
Scaramucci. Anthony Scaramucci.
Scaramucci is going to be in the firing line at some point. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, probably. You know as well that Trump has had the the $500 million that he was supposed to pay the state of New York. Another judge has decided that's far too much for the president to have to pay.
Of course, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all a bit grim, isn't it? Yeah. Isn't it? But yeah, thanks very much to Wanningy Pagan for getting the Anthony Scaramucci there. I was trying to remember his name. Darian,
I couldn't remember it.
Yeah, Darian the Star says Merrick Garland bears more responsibility than anyone else for Trump's return. Mind you, Garland is a Republican, so what would you expect? Yeah, and that was Biden trying to reach across the aisle and be bipartisan, and it's just like it just seems to me like the parable of the scorpion and the frog, going across the river. And the frog says, we give me a lift. And the scorpion says, yeah, jump on my back. And the scorpion says, no, but you'll sting me. Sorry, the scorpion jumps on the back of the frog. And the frog says, but you'll sting me. And he says, yeah, but if you sting me, if I sting you, then we'll both die because, I can't swim. And he said, oh, yeah, that's a good point. So we're halfway across the river and the stinger comes down, smashes him in the head. And as he's dying, the frog's like, why? And the scorpion's like, it's my nature. And very much Biden is the frog because he's like, I can't believe all these people, all these lying, cheating, skiving, cynical, dreadful, money grubbing little bastards. I can't believe they turned out to be wrong uns. I thought they were my friends. I thought we got along.
This is what he didn't. What Biden unfortunately never recognized was the change to the Republican Party.
Yeah.
He thought they were all just colleagues.
Yeah.
He didn't understand the deep-rooted bipartisanship now that is taken hold of, where they literally call Democrats evil. They literally call them Satan worshippers. They literally call them pedophiles. I mean, they use the worst language
But
against.
Trump is a pedophile.
Yeah. Oh, that Maxwell.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ghislaine Maxwell testimony.
Yeah.
That was very telling, wasn't it? It was so obvious. And
please, can I have a nicer cell?
Yeah, please, can you pardon me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Don't like it in here.
Huh?
I don't like it in here. Could I go
Yeah.
somewhere else? Yeah, just read this out. Okay.
Read this out.
Donald Trump is a good man. He lives in Berlin. If it were not so far away, I would visit him.
Yeah.
There you go. Nice.
It was so obvious. And anybody with a brain could see how obvious that was.
Yeah, but the Trump faithful gave the controls of their brain away to others a long time ago.
Well, you know, he's had a lot of backlash about the Epstein files in regards to his own base.
Yeah, but a few weeks ago, everyone was like, "Oh, this is the end of Trump." Oh, this is and I was like, "No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not." No. Sorry, I'm sorry. I feel like I've made you just as cynical as me now because I think last year you would have been like, "Fuck you, Graham. This is the end. He's fucked."
I wanted to be hopeful. I wanted to be hopeful, and it just goes to show more and more, you know, Americans are gullible and stupid and uneducated, and they are, you know, they're finding out the hard way.
Yep.
And that's what it's good. And that is what it will now have taken for to happen. They find out the hard way.
Yeah. Trump's met the leader of South Korea and also had a dig at Korea, saying, "Is it stable?" And now he said that he wants to meet up with the leader of North Korea, Kim Jong-un,
because he loves him. He's his friend.
He does love him.
They like got to play in his little his playpen.
Woody Allen, Woody Allen, and during the Me Too movement, a lot of allegations were made against him. Also, the fact that he married his own stepdaughter, which
he married a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
Just like Elon Musk's dad, who married Elon Musk's 3-year-old stepsister.
3?
Not when she was 3, but he waited. I wonder how old she was before he started fancying her. As he, I don't know, bathed her and stuff. It's so fucked up. Anyway, Woody Allen is now, he's on a mission to not leave his legacy as a massive fucking nonce who married his own stepdaughter. So he's gone to Moscow for a film festival. That'll improve his image, won't it?
Like, his career died at that time. I don't understand why he's trying to resurrect it. Like, and same with the other one, Kevin Spacey.
Yeah,
it's like the consistent trying to resurrect their career. Like, you have money, right? Get a little fucking house somewhere in the middle of nowhere and just live out the rest of your days and just be fucking quiet. Yeah. You're trying so hard. And people see through it.
Yeah. So yes, and just news just in actually. Someone from Strictly Come Dancing has been arrested on suspicion of rape.
Who's that?
I think Strictly Come Dancing needs to go off the TV. It just seems to be.
They just keep picking the wrong people.
They just third party allegation of sexual and drug related offences. Apparently,
is this a contestant?
We don't know. Strictly Come Dancing star has been arrested, but Strictly Come Dancing, everyone's a celebrity. It's a celebrity.
Yeah,
I suppose you have the dancers who teach them how to dance, but they become celebrities in their own right, and they've been problematic as well. We have a £5 super chat. I hope that's not the last super chat of the night because we're going to have to wrap up very soon. because Scott is yawning already. It's
No
past his
offense.
bedtime.
It is late, and I'm gonna have
It's
to
all
go
right.
to sleep at some point.
Thank you so much for doing this, mate. I really appreciate it.
Oh no, don't worry about that.
It's all good. Wheels Darren, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. Bill Barr was the AG under Trump 1. Bill Burr is the comedian. There you go.
That's it.
Don't get your Billy Barr mixed up with your Billy Burr.
And Billy
or
Burr,
with Bill Mayer, who's a different comedian,
the brother
and not
of Billy
very funny.
Corgan.
Yeah.
So.
You saw the Smashing Pumpkins, didn't you? The other week.
Yes.
Was it good?
Very good. Yeah, very good. Yeah. I mean, they play new stuff, which
bit jelly.
But the old stuff sounded great. Yeah, of course. It's weird that there's no Darcy, but
Should I explain why I was a bit late getting started tonight?
No.
Why we started at 10 o'clock? No one cares. I was basically making my way through a fucking woods in the dark, looking for a fucking cat collar.
Did you find the cat?
No. No, the cat's fine. The cat's in the house. The cat's fine. It's just the collar has got a tracker on it. And you have like a little... But where it went missing, it's like in a load of trees. So the cat could have been halfway up the fucking tree and the collar could have come off. And it's supposed to have a light on it and it's supposed to emit a noise. But cat can't hear the noise because she's deaf. And I didn't hear anything. My hearing is usually pretty good for stuff like that. And I couldn't see any lights. So we just traipsed around for about an hour looking for this fucking collar
in the dark.
And I was late getting started, so we were supposed to start the show at 9 o'clock. So that's why. But, when you say you're going to help people out, you help people out, don't you? They're away on holiday, the cats need looking after, whatever. But there you go. Special collar.
Doing the neighborly thing.
Neighborly thing. Not putting up flags, not putting up Union Jacks everywhere. Upside down.
It's frustrating.
There's some near me, and they're upside down, Scott, and I can't take it.
No,
I might have to go on a midnight run and take them down.
But not that many. I mean, we are in London, so it's not going to be as crazy. But
if I get caught, I'll just say I'm just putting the right way up.
And as you just alluded to right there as well, it's could we possibly do something for our community?
Yeah.
Rather than wasting our time putting up flags.
Yeah.
You want to talk about how great Britain is, do things in your community to make it better. Volunteer possibly at a food bank.
Knock on the doors and see how people are getting on, and if any of the elderly people need anything
in there.
Gonna help out with anything. Is anything you're doing? Like little repair jobs around old people's houses. Like you wouldn't believe how many old people are living with like problematic things in their house that could be fixed really fucking easily, even if you're not like a professional handyman or woman. Just. But
this is the thing. Most of the people that are out there doing that are of the working class, who are usually of that ilk, of that sort of good with their hands, good with doing things like that. So, these people are wasting their time climbing up ladders, climbing up street lamps to put up flags when they could actually be doing some real good in their community. Why don't you get all the people that you are walking around with putting up your flags and maybe clear up the litter in your fucking neighborhood?
Yep, there's loads of litter around the place where I was today, where they put up loads of flags. There's no cafe, there's no nice pub, there's no community centre where people can go and hang out. There's no little park. Do you know what I mean? It's just a place that has been left behind. It totally has been left behind. There's litter everywhere.
But they're choosing to live that way, and
Farage isn't going to help them. That's the thing.
No, and Farage isn't going to do anything. He's not going to put any money into your place. No. He's not going to give you guys any money to fix your place up. Absolutely. You're going to have to do it yourself.
Yeah.
And people talk about gentrification or whatever, and I get it. There's like a whole there's the whole argument behind it, which obviously I'm against in regards to just trying to spruce up a neighborhood to increase your property values. But there is like the idea of sprucing up your neighborhood just in some way or another. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not hard. And all you people that are sitting there doing nothing, sitting underemployed asses all fucking day, could actually go about and do some shit, and maybe learn a skill or two, that you can actually take into a job. Or even just to show your kids yeah, that you can do something good in your community.
Yeah.
But no, we want to put up a flag because that's what's going to fix this country. That's how we're going to take it. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Yeah, but it's empowering people. It's a little that they feel like they can do, because most people in this country feel completely impotent.
But this is what I'm trying to say. There's so much more you can do.
I know, but we're not given the opportunity to do it. We're not. No one's talking about doing this stuff. No one's pushing for it. There's no national. There's no, Tory MP. He'll climb up a lamppost and put a flag up, but he won't open a community centre. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
he won't have like a community cafe where people can go and sit and do their CVs and get help with it.
You put a bunch of people together, a cooperative or whatever, who's put your money together to open something like that in an old disused building.
Yeah.
You could do that yourselves. It's not, this we a lot of these places that are doing this sort of thing as well, they're not, a lot of them might be, degraded areas, areas that have been left behind, but there's some really nice places that are doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
but I mean, you need that.
Like, it's like, I keep seeing Tamworth, right, on my TikTok, and it's like, Tamworth isn't like the, our side of nowhere. Like, it's actually a nice suburb outside of Birmingham. So, these are people that have property, they have, like, be the difference in your community. Don't be a dickhead that's trying to nonce the flag.
Don't be a dickhead. Anyway, so down with flag nonsense, down with Trump. I am quite positive, not positive, I think that's a better word, hopeful. I'm actually quite hopeful, Scott, that Trump's illnesses are worse than he's letting on. His illness, whatever it is. I'm quite hopeful about that at the moment. I didn't really go in for the whole Putin's got cancer and AIDS and he's totally dying malarkey that we got at the beginning of the invasion of Ukraine. But with Trump, some things adding together that make it look like he might be circling the drain, so to speak. And if he is, I, for one, would like to say, yes! Sorry, probably shouldn't say that out loud on the internet, but there you go. That's how I feel. I can't help it. Freedom of speech, mate. Freedom of speech.
Well, until a vice president decides to come into your neighborhood, at which point you will have Secret Service showing up on your door asking for your social media handles.
God.
As if you're just going to give that to them.
It's more fucking handles, mate.
Like they have authority over you.
You want to see my handles? I'll show you my fucking handles.
That's what I would say. I was like, guys, I got some lovely handles and doors.
You
can just have a little bit of fun, Secret Service. I'm sure you could bounce me around the room a little bit.
On that beautiful mental image, I would just like to say thank you to my wonderful co-host Scott Williams. You can follow as TGA 1976 on the TikTokers, and also, are you still on fucking Twitter, or you fucked off that now?
No, that account is sort of it's dead.
Yeah, mine's called Graham Hughes has left the building. I haven't posted.
Mine literally, the title is Bye.
But you're on Threads? You're on Blue Sky?
Yeah, I'm on the Blue Sky. Blue Skies, which I haven't been partaking in as much as I did at the beginning, actually. I go back and try, but yeah, it actually got far more engagement than my Twitter ever did.
Did it? I get so little engagement on Blue Sky. I feel like it's a windowless room, unfortunately. Anyway, so big thank you to Scott. Big thank you to everyone watching. Big thank you to everyone who dropped a super chat. Everyone who dropped in the chat and just have a say hello. And I'll be back tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock with Morning Brew. And until then, I'll just like to say, give us a like on the way out. And hello, good evening, welcome, and goodbye.
Bye.